Amma, you are experiencing growing pains. This is what a coach colleague, friend of mine, said to me sometime last year when I kept mumbling on and on about this particular challenge I was facing in my business. Now, I had been facing this particular challenge since the beginning of my business, and at that time it had been 7 years since I started my business. This year is 8 years. We've just gone past the 8-year mark. And also, this week happens to be exactly 7 years since I quit my full-time job to focus on my own business. To God be all the glory. I am so grateful to Him. Now, the fact that I am grateful to God and I have always been grateful doesn't mean that I haven't had fights with Him along the way, you know. And speaking of fights, I want to share in this week's episode this particular fight, just a bit about it, you know, and just also a few lessons I've learned along the way with regards to this fight. Join me, come closer, let's do this. Hi, I am Ahmed Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Before 2015, I was that broke girl who was stuck in her own limiting belief of not enoughness. Marianne Williamson's words, "You are a child of God," woke me up. And then I sought help to work on myself. I still invest heavily in my personal development, and so much has changed for me in the most incredible ways. My burning desire is to see an Africa in which women are empowered to thrive and impact people. I am a trainer, coach, author, social entrepreneur, and an event organizer who is passionate about helping others on their own personal development journey so that together we can all thrive as fabulous children of God. Mind Your Business is our weekly podcast which is free on YouTube. Here we share enriching content to help us all thrive as fabulous children of God. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one, please go to my website, amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with. Welcome back. Now, this particular challenge is one of my unfinished businesses in my business. And I remember recently, I was just feeling down and I was like, God, this thing has been going on and on. I'm tired. Can't we just finish this? Can't we just deal with this and then make it go? And so I was just saying, you know, I'm not making any progress with regards to this area. I am tired. And then suddenly I became aware of the noise coming from the plane's engine. At this time, I was traveling on my way to Ghana. And then suddenly the noise became extra. You know, the noise was already there, but it was like a lull because I was in deep thoughts. But then after just moaning to God about, oh, I'm not making progress, I began to, the noise became pronounced to me, you know, like prominent, that's the word. And then I was like, yes, God, like this plane, I am making so much noise, but I'm not making progress. Why was I saying this? I looked out, I was at the window seat, and it was a night flight, very dark outside. I couldn't see anything except that the wing had some light on it. So when I looked out, I could see just that light, but everything was pitch black. And it was one of those small planes that you don't have any, how do you call it? In entertainment, I forgot, you know, like how you have the screen that you can see your progress. So I couldn't see any progress. This plane was making so much noise. I didn't know where we were on this earth at that time. And it felt like we were just there in the air or in the sky. It was pitch dark and then nothing was happening except that we were making noise. And that's exactly how I was feeling in my business. And then I remember when I said this, I felt God saying to me, not in words, but these dropped in my spirit. Amma, I know you don't see the plane moving, but do you believe that it will get to its destination? I was like, yes, it will. I mean, I've taken enough planes to know that eventually we land. And by God's grace, we've always landed at our intended destination. So yes, I knew. Then God said to me, as surely as it will land, so will you reach your destination. Be patient. Now, I've been thinking about this conversation with God since then. This was a couple of weeks ago or so that this happened. And I've been reflecting on it a lot between then and now. And actually, as I've been reflecting, I've realized that, you know what? We have made progress. I think about how it was with regards to this particular problem or challenge that I'm moaning to God about. I realized that since we began about 8 years ago, we've actually made progress, especially in the last couple of years. The same couple of years that I'm moaning about, we've actually made so much progress in this area of my business. Besides, as a business, we've made so many other things, like we've done so many other things that has sent us to another level, definitely. And so the fact that this particular thing that I've been waiting for 8 years hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that we've not made progress. Do you know what I was actually experiencing? I was like, no, wait a minute. I actually can see finally light at the end of the tunnel, because I could see that in this particular year, in this particular month, that thing, I could see the end of it. This thing that I'm moaning to God about, I was about seeing it. And yet, in that moment of frustration, I felt like we were not making progress. I felt like we were standing still. But when I had the opportunity to analyze it after this conversation with God, I realized that, you know what? We are actually making a lot of progress. And we are actually on the brink of having a final resolution to this particular problem in our business. Now, things may have taken way longer than I expected that it would, but by God's grace, I can finally see that there is some light, and it's so bright and beautiful. Like just before actually recording this episode, I had a conversation with someone from this particular office who assured me that, oh, woman, chill, your issue has been resolved. I haven't seen it with my eyes yet, but I believe. So anyway, in today's very short episode of Mind Your Business, I want to just encourage you. If there is anything you've been waiting for, you've been trusting God for, or you are working on and it seems like you're not making progress and you're perhaps frustrated with yourself and down and sad and feeling all these kinds of different emotions, please, I want to assure you, from one person who is going through this experience to another, even though you are frustrated now, you are feeling frustration, you are feeling sad, you are feeling down or angry or whatever, you are actually making progress. And in due time, as surely as planes land, in due time, you will also arrive at your divine destination. I am here exercising patience. Sometimes it's hard, I know. I want to encourage you to do same as you keep pushing, reviewing, reflecting on the thing and seeing the best way to get to the destination, to the divine destination. Divine as in ordained by God. You will surely get there. I will get there, and I know you will get there as well. So take heart. Surely, 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 you will get to your divine destination. Before I end, we will definitely celebrate when we reach that divine destination. But please, can we also celebrate where we are now? Can you do something fabulous to just pat yourself on the back and say, hey, you're doing well, you're making progress. Today, I whispered to myself, I'm doing well, I'm doing the best I can. And I was just breathing, even though my heart at that time didn't want to just relax. It is well. We are getting there. Let's celebrate now and let's celebrate when we get there. So that has been today's very short episode of Mind Your Business. I look forward to coming your way again, same time next week with another episode. Ta-ta, toodle. Mind Your Business is one of our free resources available on YouTube. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one as your coach, as a consultant, or as a trainer, it starts with a discovery call. Head to amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.